City of Northglenn, Channel 8, keeping you informed of events in your community.
Now call to order the City Council meeting for March 11th, 2019. Lisa, would you call the roll, please?
Mayor Dodge will be absent. Mayor Pro Tem Escobar?
Here.
Councilmember Sowers?
Here.
Councilmember Leidy? Councilmember Downing will be absent. Councilmember Brown?
Here.
Councilmember Whitman?
Here.
Councilmember Duran-Mullica?
Here.
Councilmember Wilford?
Here.
Okay, will you join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Responses to Citizens Inquiry, Heather, do we have any?
I do this evening, Mayor Pro Tem. Just real briefly, I'll do a recap of our CRM monthly stats for February. During the month of February, we had 43 requests opened, 48 requests were closed, meaning that there were requests from prior months that were closed out during the month of February. The primary request method, 70% of users utilized the website. 1% of those requests were employee entered either via the phone or email, which I think is probably one of the lower percentages we've had, but an increase in website. And then the mobile app was 29% usage. The most requested topics for the month of February, one was graffiti. The second was a report on an issue with our website. And then the third was a request for a new trash cart. And then the fourth was a complaint police related. And I can't tell you anything more specific to that. I'd have to dive deeper into that if you wanted to know. In terms of the number of days, to close requests, 20 of them were closed within 3 days, 11 between 4 and 7 days, and then 3 between 8 and 11 days, and then 6 were closed 12 days or more. The second piece that I thought I would report out to you this evening is in follow-up to the letter that Principal Sherry Blunt and I sent to residents in the vicinity of Northglenn High School. And we have in my office, specifically Susan Baca, my assistant, has responded to these inquiries, received 8 calls from residents with complaints about the impact to either cars parked illegally or suspicious behavior by students. And then of those that couldn't be addressed, 5 of them have been forwarded to Chief May and Officer Paul Scadam. We have received a couple emails, so we're being very proactive about responding to these requests and following up on them. And so I just wanted to give you a quick update that I believe the letters were received, and we're continuing to have be in communication with residents if they choose to call us and relay the information that we ask, such as license plate number, vehicle description, and observed activity.
Any questions?
So is that about what you expected? I mean, how did you feel about that? Was that a lot for you?
I think I expected more.
I thought so too.
So we'll continue to monitor it and see, Susan's keeping a log of all the calls that come in, and primarily they're students parking in no parking zones. So I'll continue to report back as we move forward and working with the school district on the ultimate resolution. which at a future point hopefully is trying to get the students to park in the school parking lot.
Anybody else? Okay. Are there any additions or deletions to the agenda? Hearing none? All right. We'll move into presentations. Youth Commission.
Hello, I'm Everett Remberg. I don't know if any of you remember me. I'm Vice President of Northglenn Youth Council. I'm gonna let my fellow youth commissioners.
Hello, I am Ben Cathcart. I am the I am the Secretary of Youth Commission.
My name is Jacob Tow, and I'm the Vice Secretary of the Youth Commission.
Awesome.
Sweet. So we three here today are here to present the annual Northglenn Youth Commission report. So over the past year, we've said goodbye to 8 graduating seniors, and we're very proud of them. And we've in turn replaced them with 6 new members. The Northglenn Youth Commission serves as an advisory committee to the City Council, and we do a lot of work, and we're making great progress. So now I'm going to turn this over to my friend Ben.
Over the year of 2018, the Youth Commission has had many seniors leave the Youth Commission, but we have also had new youth commissioners come in. And to celebrate that, we wrapped up the year by going to DeFi and eating pizza and having a white elephant gift exchange. And on top of that, as the Youth Commission, we tried to get involved with Northglenn as a community and organizations inside it, such as Food for Hope, Adams County Youth Initiative, and Northglenn Arts. And the Youth Commission learned about the TEGA program, and the Food for Hope staff came into one of the board meetings to talk about their goal, which was to have high schools have food for students who were in need of it. And 2 of our board members, Lily and Everett, were a part of the mural committee, and they fully participated in the process of reviewing the artists' portfolios and gave their feedback. The Youth Commission gave their feedback on the muralist's artwork.
So every year, the Youth Commission selects a goal or a mission to work on throughout the year, and we choose 1 or 2 projects to help support us in meeting those goals. And this year, our primary goal was to foster literacy and love of reading in the youth in Northglenn. So the first project that we undertook to meet this goal was Read Across America Day, where we partnered with 2 local schools, Stookie and the Studio School. And on Dr. Seuss's birthday, we went to the schools with the City Council and members of the police department. And in every room, we had one either police officer or City Council member and 1 youth commissioner go and read books to the students. So leading up to this day, we did a lot of work in preparing. We had commissioners meet with the principals and help organize event with the schools. It was quite a bit of work to try to fit all of that 2 schools into one day. And we raised a lot of donations to get books to read to the students. And at the end of the day, we were able to leave every classroom with a book donation for the classroom to keep.
Awesome.
And after we'd completed that, we took on a second project, the Little Libraries Project, where we partnered with 2 more schools, Northmore and Hillcrest. And we decided that we wanted to install little libraries at the schools, which are essentially for those who don't know, they're small outdoor installations where there's a small box and there are books inside, and anyone can come by and take a book for free, and there's kind of an honor system that they put a book back, so it's a free library for the community. And we decided that we wanted to install these at schools to help both kids and their parents and other members of the community with literacy and a love of reading. So we met with the principals of the schools, and we've secured the approval to build both of the little libraries, and one of the schools even requested that we have their students get to decorate the outside of the little library, so their art classes are going to get to do that. And we have purchased one complete little library, and we're in the process of planning to build another. And right now, we're planning to have them both installed by this spring.
What schools are those on in? I'm sorry, I didn't mention.
Oh, sorry, it's Hillcrest and Northmore.
So in addition to all these great things that our commission has done for the community, we've also participated in already institutionalized programs like the flower bed. It's become a tradition for us to plant flowers and to weed it and so on and so forth, which is always a lot of fun. The Farmers Highline cleanup canal, the canal cleanup, we've done that. That was a lot of fun. We found a lot of cool things. I think that's been my favorite, like, of all of our and we're going to be participating in that again this Saturday. We're really excited. We were also a part of the bike cleanup, where they would, I believe it's 2 gentlemen, clean up abandoned bikes and give them to underprivileged children. That's a very wonderful program. And we also did Relay for Life, which was in itself very powerful. We hammered through about 10 hours, and the last couple hours it rained. It was a pretty fun program, and I really enjoyed it. And we raised quite a bit of money. So yeah, thank you.
In addition of the Youth Commission working on volunteer work, we have worked citywide events such as fireworks and flapjacks. On the 4th of July, the Youth Commission assisted the fireworks and flapjacks 4-mile run, and we set up water stations around the race route, and we handed out water to the runners and cheered them on. And we also worked National Night Out, and the youth commissioners joined the Northglenn City Police Department for National Night Out, and we visited block parties that Northglenn residents were hosting, and each youth commissioner got assisted to a car and traveled around the city.
So we also this year participated in Noel Northglenn, which is something we've done for several past years. So at the end of the event, we had youth commissioners go and help clean up with everything that had happened at the event, and several of the commissioners got to also participate, which was a lot of fun. We also did a new event this year, Derby Day. This was the first time we'd participated. We had burritos and water bottles, which we sold to participants, and we used that as fundraising money to help with our Relay for Life event, which I believe you talked about, which Everett talked about. And I think my favorite event this year that we did was Safe Street Halloween, which is the event at Northglenn High School where it's Halloween, but inside the building for kids to have a safe experience. And we had a booth at Safe Street Halloween. We were the last booth in the line, and we were frosting cookies for kids. We managed to give out more than 1,200 cookies. We only dropped one. And it was a lot of fun to just see how excited all the little kids were, and it was really fun to get to help with that event.
All right. So I'm going to wrap it up here. The future for the Northglenn Youth Commission is pretty bright. We have amazing new programs that we're working on, like the little libraries. We've made huge progress with that. We hope that it's going to affect the community greatly and help literacy within our community. We're going to volunteer at the Highland, the Farmers Highland Canal cleanup this Saturday, and we're really excited about that. We're going to be here. I don't think us three specifically are going to be here, but a few members will be here to report to you next quarter, which is going to be pretty sweet. Hopefully we have something substantial. Are there any questions?
Any questions from council?
For the residents that are watching, can you just tell them how they would, if they wanted or, wanted to join the youth commission or anything like that, or if they had any, young adults that wanted to join, what they would do?
So the Northglenn Youth Commission has up to 15 members. That's our limit. Right now, I believe we have 9 members. And we can take applicants from anywhere from the ages of 13 to 18 years of age. from anywhere in Adams 12 district. So you can be from Thornton or Northglenn, it doesn't matter. And you basically will just come to a meeting. We would do an interview with the applicant, where we would then kind of pass on like whether or not we want them and all that stuff, and then you guys would go ahead and go through your interview, and I don't think we've ever had anybody been denied. I don't think so. But I'd have to say that if anybody wants to be a part of it, that they have to love the community, and they have to be tenacious, and they have to be passionate, and they have to be willing to put in some work.
You guys are a great group. Thank you very much
Thank
for
you.
that.
Councilmember Stowers?
Thank you, Chief. First off, I want to thank you for your service to the community and spending and allocating your time, back home to a community has given so much to you. I'm sure you guys love it here, and I love your polos as well. Quick question as far as regional efforts, meaning, do you guys have a chance to network with other bodies, much like yourself and other municipalities, the other youth commissions around the surrounding area to meet or to network in that way to see what you guys are doing, maybe collaboration efforts or?
There was a new youth commission for Federal Heights, I believe, that reached out. I think there was another one for Adams 12 as like a district as a whole.
Yeah.
But those are very much out of reach for a lot of the kids. We have a lot of younger kids. I'm the only senior. I'm the only 17-year-old. But yeah, we've talked to a lot of other people, a lot of institutions and clubs and commissions like ours.
Yeah.
And we definitely reach out to other cities and stuff like that.
Yeah, that'd be maybe for the summer. We can maybe talk to Meredith if you guys would be willing to maybe host something at Kiwanis Pool, like a pool party, and invite your colleagues in surrounding municipalities so you guys can have that network at the different schools too.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Yeah. Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Councilmember Wilford?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem. So I want to echo previous comments. Thank you all for being here this evening. You did an absolutely fantastic job. It looks like you've had a really great year. So hopefully my question is an easy one. So as you look at everything that you've done, from the service that you've provided to both the community and the council, and you look ahead at your future, are there leadership opportunities that you all would like as a commission that you don't feel like maybe you have right now?
I'm not going to occupy this anymore. I'll let one of these kids take it if anyone has anything to say. Do it.
I don't know. I think we've done a lot of great work, and for the most part, we've been able to do what we want to do. But personally, I feel like it might be, we act in an advisory capacity to City Council, and I think that we don't take on that role as much as we should. And we do a lot of independent work and our own work, which is a lot of fun and it's really great. But I think that we would, I can't speak for the rest of the commission, but I would like more opportunities to work directly with council to advise them on city matters and that would affect youth in the community.
That's awesome. Yeah.
I can't imagine that we would be opposed to that. So think of some ideas and be sure to let your liaison know.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's a great idea.
Anyone else? Well, I want to say thank you. Thank you for your leadership. Thank you for your participation. And volunteerism is what makes our city great. And so you guys are, on the right track. I was just kind of curious, where are the ladies today?
I don't know. I mean, one of them is in D.C. at an event working on activism and historic preservation, so she couldn't be here today.
I just thought it was, when I saw the three of you come up, I thought, wow, look, it's different. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate that.
Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, Northglenn Arts and Humanities Foundation presentation.
It's a tough act to follow. Okay, so my name is Michael Stricker, and I am the Culture Programs Supervisor and also Senior Center Supervisor for the city. Thank you very much for having me tonight, Mayor Pro Tem Escabel and City Council. One of my main responsibilities as the cultural programs supervisor for the city is working as the director of the Northglenn Arts and Humanities Foundation. It's an independent 501c3 tax-exempt organization. Due to a strong partnership and shared goals with the Northglenn City Council, the NAHF since 1990 has been dedicated towards ensuring that Northglenn is a regional arts destination. The per capita funds are an essential funding source for the extensive programming and services supported by the NAHF. The NAHF board of directors has 9 volunteer members, and some of them are actually here tonight. Kit Steffen, we got Sharon Whitman, and Jay Hadamio is here. And there are some others that weren't able to be here. We have a brand new board member. Her name is Lucille Rivera. She's a Northglenn resident, and she is also the executive director of the Chicano Humanities and Arts Council, otherwise known as the Chalk Gallery down on Santa Fe in Denver. We're very, very happy to have her. We feel like we got a big win by getting her on the board, and we actually, the board just voted her in last week. So we're very happy to have her. The non-voting members on the board are Mayor Dodge and myself as the director. The city per capita funds through the NAHF support various programs all under the marketing umbrella Northglenn Arts. Northglenn Arts programs include Northglenn Youth Theater, Missoula Children's Theater, Northglenn Players, NYT Academy classes, camps, and workshops, Northglenn Arts Presents, indoor and outdoor concerts and movies, and several other special events. Additionally, per capita funds also support Northglenn Arts Art on Parade, Sculpture Program, the People's Choice Purchase, small public community arts projects, and large-scale public art commissions. Nearly 29,000 patrons attended a Northglenn Arts program in 2018. People of every age, and particularly our youth and teen patrons, benefited as audience members and as active participants through Northglenn Arts' expanding scope of programs and affordable pricing structure. Due to increasing attendance numbers and expanding programming, the Northglenn Arts saw the highest earned revenue ever in 2018. $136,000 in ticket sales, registration fees, and concessions sales substantially exceeded the past record of $117,000 set the year before in 2017. That's a 16% increase. We're very, very happy to report that, especially due to the fact that most of our ticket sales are between $0 and $14. Theater rental income provided an additional $41,000 in earned income for Northglenn Arts as well. The most recent Art on Parade People's Choice Award was given to New Mexico artist Dimitri Domani Spiridon for his bronze sculpture Wings of Freedom. The sculpture will be installed at a to-be-determined location this year. Winning sculptures are purchased by the NAHF and then gifted to the city of Northglenn for its permanent collection, which I am now happy to announce is over $600,000, which is significant for a city of this size. I am also happy to announce as well that our entire public art collection is now listed on Artwork Archive, an online platform that provides an interactive public portfolio, as well as tracks the city's collection, manages contacts, and has a robust maintenance tool. Citizens can access the archive through northglennarts.org and the city website. The Scientific and Facilities District, or SCFD, grants over $55 million to arts and science organizations in the Denver metro region every year. The Colorado Business Committee for the Arts reported that the $56 million distributed by the SCFD in 2018 created $1.9 billion in economic impact. This includes job creation, attendance, school outreach, hitting a restaurant before the show, and various other activity. Northglenn Arts is a part of that story. We bring hundreds and sometimes thousands of people each week to the city through our programs. The NAHF was awarded just under $107,000 by the SCFD in 2018. That constitutes one of the highest awards in all of Adams County. As recently as 2014, our award was only $77,000, so the 2018 award is a real achievement. The NAHF has a few main sources of income: grants, donations, recognition-based support, concessions, merchandise, and a few others. The per capita funds are directly responsible for the NEHF being able to submit for the SCFD funds, which leads to other sources of funding. In other words, the per capita kickstarts the whole fundraising process. All earned income, including rental revenue, ticket sales, registrations, generated by these NEHF-supported programs go directly to the city's general fund. So all earned income goes to the city. Not only does the NHF provide funds for all of the Northglenn Arts programming that we've been talking about, but is also responsible for the upkeep of the sculpture collection, which is about $3,000 to $6,000 a year now. Any future monumental sculpture purchase, such as the Tunnel Mural Project and future RTD stop, and any new Northglenn Arts programming in the theater and beyond are also the responsibility of the foundation. As I've stated, 2018 saw the highest earned revenue for Northglenn Arts in its history. Leading the increase is Northglenn Arts' flagship program, Northglenn Youth Theater. Celebrating its 24th anniversary, the award-winning program presented 2 fully mounted productions with 84 youth participating and 3,500 in attendance. The fall production of Peter Pan was the 3rd highest selling show in the program's 24-year history. It's about 80 shows. Once again, the NYT Academy provided diverse classes and camp offerings throughout the year for live performance, with highly customized and rigorous educational opportunities. 321 youth participated in various camps and classes throughout 2018, particularly during our summer months, and generated $34,607 in registration revenue alone. Missoula Children's Theater is hired throughout the world, and Northglenn celebrated its 30th year of hosting them in 2018. Youth auditioned on a Monday and performed on the following Saturday. 120 youth performed with 656 attendees spread out over only 4 performances. In its 6th year, Northglenn Players, our adult acting program, attracted just under 2,000 people in the 2 fully mounted musical productions in 2018. That is a new high water mark for us. The Honky Tonk Angels Holiday Spectacular is the highest selling show in Northglenn Players history.
I loved it. That was great.
The a cappella concert series returned for its 4th year. The series focused exclusively on groups that sing without accompaniment and is the only one of its kind in Colorado. No one ever offers a series. In 2018, the series was compressed from 5 concerts to 4 concerts, which allowed for more popular, more pricier bands, and it was a great success. This increased attendance from 979 the year before with 5 concerts to almost 1,100 attendees in 2018 with just 4 bands. So what that did was increase the capacity of the theater. So we were at 89% of the seats being full, which is a great success, feels better for the audience as well. Northglenn Arts also produced the 34th year of travel films. We finally figured out that it started about the mid-'80s. A 7 county-wide SCFD workshop, Daddy-Daughter Sweetheart Ball, Night of the Stars Talent Competition, the Nightly Met Actors Fund Event, and a free Denver Municipal Band concert collaboration with Mountain Range High School Chamber Choir. Northglenn Arts also provided the theater and staff support for Northglenn's Magic Festival and 50th anniversary events that began this year. The annual Summer Concert Series provides free outdoor music featuring 6 concerts in the park on Wednesday nights and saw approximately 2,400 people attend in 2018, which is an increase. The concerts included food trucks and a beer garden to add value to the patrons' experience. Our 5th series of summer movies was attended by a little over 1,000 people. Attendance was somewhat depressed because of 2 extremely bad nights of weather. We had to cancel one of them, actually. However, our ongoing partnership with El Comercio de Colorado, along with one good night of weather, made for a successful Cine in El Parque on August 8th. The Pixar movie Coco was shown with Spanish subtitles and added festivities, including games, live DJ music, contests, and food trucks. So it was a great success. Northglenn Arts also welcomed 400 youth to the free outdoor teddy bear picnic in June. As early as 2000, the NAHF indicated in its strategic plan that it would budget for a future monumental sculpture at 120th and Community Center Drive. As the Webster Lake Promenade came to fruition, the NAHF and city approached Northglenn Urban Renewal Authority and Hawkins Development about partnering on a large-scale project. Hawkins Development generously provided the location, and all organizations came together to form a selection committee. C.J. Wrench Design Studios was selected to create the sculpture. Artist C.J. Wrench had proposed 18 to 25-foot tall native grasses made of steel stalks and acrylic seeds. Months later, on a very, very cold day in 2018, the sculptures arrived from Oregon and were installed around the detention pond at Webster Lake Promenade. The native grasses are based on actual Colorado native grasses, and the feedback from the public has been universally positive. Plaques will be installed this spring, and possibilities for lighting are still being explored. The project was funded by the NAHF, including per capita funds, City of Northglenn, and NURA. Now, Christmas came early last year for us when the NAHF was awarded by City Council an additional $1 per capita. As presented in April of last year, the additional per capita was allocated to 3 main areas: new programs, public art, and existing programs. What you see here constitutes the successful results of the additional $1 per capita. Northglenn Arts Presents, which is the organization where we bring in others, expanded in 2018 into 2019 through collaborations with Imagine ASL, Cleo Parker Robinson Dance, Su Teatro, and a Celebrate Culture series. Imagine ASL was presented in November to overwhelming success. Nearly 1,000 people attended the Imagine ASL production of The Reluctant Dragon, far exceeding our expectations by almost double. We were also honored to have several schools attend for the first time, most notably Loveland High School from Larimer County and the Rocky Mountain Deaf School in Jefferson County attended specifically due to the format of the production, being both in spoken English and American Sign Language. Several of the cast members could not speak, but Imagine ASL has a unique way of translating the performance to both the hearing and the non-hearing populations. We heard from several of our schools that many of the youth attending had never seen a play before, because the average production does not have ASL in this particular format. The production was such a huge success that Imagine ASL will be back in 2020 with a 2-week run this time of a new show. Cleo Parker Robinson Dance was contracted in 2018 and presented in February of this year. A wide range of attendees, from students of Global Village to members of our Northglenn Senior Organization and everyone in between, experienced world-class dance pieces that were based on topics as hard-hitting as immigration and incarceration. This celebration of dance was also a success, with 425 attendees across just 2 performances. The production included introductions by Cleo Parker Robinson herself and talkbacks afterwards with the international cast of dancers. Su Teatro was also contracted in 2018 and presented Interview with a Mexican just a few weeks ago. Audience feedback was extremely positive, and the collaboration received a significant amount of press. Su Teatro Artistic Director Tony Garcia introduced each show and hosted a talkback on 2 of the nights as well. Attendance was just under expectations, due in large part to the snowstorm that passed through that weekend. It was pretty bad. We were close to canceling, actually. As you all know, the city turns 50 this year, and to celebrate the milestone, Northglenn Arts is installing its first ever public art mural. The mural will be located in the pedestrian tunnel under I-25 that links the Civic Campus to the RTD Wagon Road Park and Ride. The project not only celebrates Northglenn's 50th anniversary, but will help to beautify a heavily used pedestrian thoroughfare. Scheduled to be installed this spring, a public celebration of the completed mural will occur at the city's July 4th festivities. The additional per capita funds are directly responsible for Northglenn Arts being able to execute this huge undertaking. Northglenn Arts was also able to launch the Northglenn High School photo collaboration and exhibit at City Hall just upstairs. Last fall, over 50 students were asked with submitting photographs that answered the question, what is community? Students worked with their teachers and professional photographers to develop and submit their work. A panel including city staff and professional photographers selected the 6 student photographs that are now on display. These pieces will remain in City Hall for a few months with the intention that new pieces will be selected each semester. NYT Academy expanded to now include a traveling youth group called the O Troop. This program is meant to expand the opportunities for the participants of NYT and the Academy to include venues and experiences beyond the D.L. Parsons Theater. The O Troop is a vehicle for state and national level training and exposure that will include participation in festivals, competitions, and conferences that are geared for, tailored to, or welcome the youth theater discipline. The first troop will attend the Colorado Community Theater Coalition Theater Festival in Gledwin Springs this year. As stated in April of last year, additional per capita funds were also used for the growing sculpture maintenance program, a fall donation solicitation letter, and increased Northglenn players' costs. Funds were also used to greatly expand marketing efforts and photographing of events. A Celebrate Culture performance series was presented with very mixed attendance in fall of 2018. Because of the very low attendance, a similar series will not be presented in 2019, while Northglenn Arts focuses on presenting other unique and targeted collaborations with a better format and an ability to market. Which leads me to, we're almost done, some new programs of note coming up in the next 12 months. This fall, Northglenn Arts Presents will host a Water Lantern Festival in September at E.B. Rains Junior Memorial Park, celebrating the Thai from Thailand tradition. Attendees will be able to decorate their lantern with their hopes and dreams for the year and then collectively float them out onto Webster Lake at sunset. The event will include food trucks and other festivities, and there'll be a lot more information coming out about that over the next few months. Additionally, I'm very happy to announce that we'll be expanding our collaboration with Cleo Parker Robinson Dance with the addition of the organization Black History Arts Festival. The executive director just happened to be there at the performance in our theater. Next February, Black History Arts Festival will open up Black History Month with their Cultural Caravan performance. And the month will be closed out with a return of Cleo Parker Robinson Dance with a new piece. I am also in discussions with Su Teatro for another collaboration and other performing arts companies. The NAHF will also be submitting to the SCFD for a large-scale sculpture project for the new facility theater lobby. To continue Northglenn Arts' success, the $2 per capita funds will be used going forward for long-standing programs, the further expansion of Northglenn Arts Presents, our expanded public art programs, and will be utilized to submit for continued SCFD support and other fundraising efforts. The release of per capita funds will assure that the Northglenn Arts continues to achieve at a high level.
Question.
There you go.
Great job.
Good, thank you.
Another fantastic year.
Questions for Michael? Marcy?
So I just wanted to say two things. I think what is really cool is a testament to all of the things that you guys are doing there, to see Avery Anderson do his first debut director, and someone who's been on the youth commission, who does a lot in the community, still volunteers. I could see him being on council at some point, but I just think that's really great to see him come through and do his first performance, which was the Honky Tonk Christmas Angels, and super funny. And then just because you're here, I had it in my notes for tonight, but I did get an opportunity to go to interview with the Mexican, and it was great. I'd love to see if we could bring it back. I mean, the attendance was really low, and I think it was so bad on Saturday night to come out. I mean, it was pretty slick out there, but so worth it. And to have all of the performers come out and talk with us afterwards, and I think Tony was great. Really great show. Thanks for all that you do.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Jordan?
Yeah, first I just really want to thank you. Through my time on council in the last 3 years, it's just, I feel like we've had these conversations about bringing a multicultural effort, and I think you've done just that. I think you're bringing together a group of performances that mirror our constituents here in the city. A little bit for everyone and everyone. So I appreciate it so much.
Thank you.
A little bit about one of your board members. Jay, I just wanted to say congratulations. I don't know if anyone is aware that he's receiving the Adult Male Leadership Award this year for Cesar Chavez Day March. It's an incredible honor, and we're so thankful to have you here in our community.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're lucky to have him on the board.
Yeah, no, he's great.
I think it's safe to say we all love him.
True.
Congratulations, Jay.
And your dad.
Anyone else? Michael, thank you. Thank you. You did a great job. I attended interview with a Mexican on Friday night, which was fairly well attended. But the reason we chose Friday was because we knew Saturday and Sunday were going to be horrible. But Tony did a great job, and I ditto Councilman Whitman's remark. Bring him back.
Yeah.
Maybe at a better time when it's not so cold and.
Yeah. Well, I would like to point out, if I could, I've actually known Tony for about 20 years, and so it was a total pleasure to get to finally bring him up here, and it was exactly because of the extra per capita that we got last year that we were able to do that. So thank you guys very much for allowing that.
Thank you. Great.
All right, we'll see you at the theater.
Thank you. Takes us to public, invited to be heard. 5 minutes per speaker. Statements shall be related to city business and limited to matters of community interest. Do we have anybody signed up? Nobody signed up? Anybody want to take the podium? Okay. Takes us to legislative policy update. Who's running?
Okay, it's like I'm doing it. Thank you, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem. We met this evening and took a number of positions on legislation, which I will briefly go through. First, on House Bill 1087, this is the local public meeting notices posted on website. We took a support position. On House Bill 1210, local government minimum wage, we took a support position, and I also provided testimony on that bill last week. On House Bill 1228, increased tax credit allocation for affordable housing, we took a support position. Bear with me. And then on Senate Bill 181, protect public welfare, oil and gas operations, we have a support position. Additionally, Councilmember Mullica and I provided testimony on that bill last week. And then finally, on Senate Bill 186, expand agricultural chemical management program, protect surface water, we took a support position. That's all that we have for today. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Consent agenda.
Move to approve.
Second.
Lisa, would you open the vote?
The vote is open.
Oh, thank you.
Councilmember Molka?
It says I voted.
Really?
Yes. Okay.
That always works.
Consent agenda passes unanimously, and I'll make sure that your vote is recorded.
Thank you.
Well, we had no items removed from the consent agenda, so ordinances first reading, CB 1922. Would you read the title, Lisa?
CB 1922, a bill for a special ordinance rezoning certain property to planned unit or planned development, I apologize, and approval of the associated preliminary PD, certain real property known as the Carl's Farm property and located generally north of 120th Avenue between Irma Drive and Race Street in the city of Northglenn, county of Adams, state of Colorado, and amending the zoning map of the city of Northglenn.
Second.
Motion and a second. Open the vote.
Vote is open.
Oh, Heather, do you have input?
Mayor Pro Tem Escobar, there's no formal presentation this evening as this item is on first reading. However, I'll just acknowledge that David Frank and Daniel Frank with the developer group is here this evening in the audience.
Okay.
The vote is open.
Please vote. Thank you.
Councilmember Mullica, roll call.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Doesn't mean the
CB
same
1922, the motion is approved, and the public hearing on this one will be on April 8th, 2019.
Moves us to resolutions. CR 25. Read that, Lisa.
Sure. CR 25, a resolution approving a construction manager contract between the City of Northglenn and FCI Constructors, Inc. for Phase 1 of the Northglenn Civic Campus project.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Heather? Or Brooke?
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem Escobar. We're excited to bring this item before City Council this evening. This is an additional step in multiple steps moving forward for phase 1 of the Civic Campus project. This contract amount of I just lost my place, I'm sorry, $125,487.44 is for construction design services. And so we will be coming forward to council at a future point with the actual construction contract. The recommended award is to FCI contractors, which your constructors, excuse me, which you're familiar with because they are the contractor that worked on the Justice Center. This evening we have Nate Sperry, who is the senior project manager for this project, and Tony Seedling, did I say that correctly? Okay, close enough. He is a project executive with FCI. Amanda, Eric Enzi, the rest of the project team are here if you have any specific questions related to this item.
Okay. Becky?
I just want to say that my stomach just went, thank God, knowing you guys are out there for us. I'm just like, thank you, thank you, thank you. Very happy to be working with you again. Don't forget, I like the hard hat and the shuffle. It's just such a relief because y'all did such a great job on the Justice Center and everything, and it's a relief to know that we're in good hands. I really do appreciate that. Well, you should be appreciated.
Thank you very much. Anyone else? No?
The vote is open.
Open the vote. Thank you. Please vote. Thank you.
Councilmember Mullica?
Yes.
CR 25 passes unanimously.
Well, we're moving right along. We're into discussion items, and I guess we'll start with Jim May. Chief
Yes.
May?
Chief May is here tonight to share more about the Start Believing campaign.
Mayor Pro Tem, Council, good evening.
Good evening.
Actually, this is one of the goals we had for the police department for 2019. And we're going to kick it off. It's amazing how fast April's rolling around. April is Sexual Assault Awareness Month. It's also the Ralston House does their pinwheel during that month for awareness of sex assaults against children. So we felt that this would be a great time to kick off, Start by Believing program. So the actual day that we're going to do it is April 3rd. So what I'm here tonight for is asking for your support and hopefully participation. We're still trying to work out all the details of what's going on, but that's the first day of like pledges, where we pledge that there's like a little form, and we pledge that we're going to start by believing the victims of sexual assault, and I'm hoping to bring in a lot of people. I'm trying to get a video put together, so Summer, I'm coming to you. But, to really kick that off, so during all of our events during the year, we're going to have pledge forms, and our goal, I think we started at 500, but I think the committee internally with the victim advocates, everything else, they think we can get over 1,000. So I'm going to let them run with it. But I'd love to, I don't know what it's going to look like yet, but would love to have some of your, participation in words and video so we can get that out on social media and really start promoting this worthwhile initiative. Do you have any questions?
Questions?
Go ahead, Marcy.
I don't know if the question is specifically for you, or maybe it's for Heather, but every year we've had the Colorado Coalition Against Sexual Assault that's come and accepted their proclamation for Assault Awareness Month and Denim Day. I'm just curious if the city is planning to fully participate in Denim Day and allow staff to wear jeans for a $5 donation.
Off the top of my head, I don't know that information, but let me check in with staff tomorrow. Something may already be in motion in terms of the proclamation piece. Go ahead,
I'm
Chief.
sorry, Heather. Actually, on the 8th, we'll come to you with the proclamation on sexual assault awareness. The other thing, too, is Sexual Assault Awareness Month, the color's teal. The cool thing about the Justice Center, thanks to Nathaniel and the FCI group, we're able to change the lighting. So for the whole month of April, we're going to go teal.
That's awesome.
So, that's cool.
Awesome. And if you need any printed materials, Seacosta can provide any of the posters that you need for Denim Day.
Okay. Thank you.
Jenny, hello.
Chief May, hello. I just wanted to say that I'm incredibly in support of this, and I wanted to extend a huge thank you to you. I know that this is something that's been on your radar for some time, and I feel like you really just, took the idea and ran with it, and I think that you're really building, your vision is really building upon what we saw Westminster do, and I'm really thankful for that because I think it really is important for folks, who, when somebody tells you that they've been sexually assaulted, that we help our community understand that, they really do have to start from a place of believing them because, as you know, the people who are most likely to hear about sexual assault is going to be, a family member, a teacher, maybe not a police officer. And so I really appreciate this public education campaign that really takes it head on. So thank you for bringing it forward.
And thank you for your help too. And it's a community initiative.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Chief? No, you're not done yet.
I tried, Antonio.
I'm a social worker, and I just want to say thank you. This is something that's been not well understood in our history and throughout our nation, and it's about time. It's about time that we start believing.
Yeah.
And do the investigation and do a thorough investigation, and then let the chips fly where they come to rest, But I appreciate you bringing this forward. I think it's been long overdue, and as a social worker, I worked with a whole bunch of girls and boys when I was working. I don't work anymore, but this was a big issue. Afraid to speak out because no one will believe them. So this is big, really big. Thank you.
Thank you. Very good.
Well,
Mayor Pro Tem Escobar, can
Yes,
I provide clarification? I had to pull out my cheat sheet. So Councilmember Whitman asked about the Denim Day proclamation, and we do have that scheduled for April 22nd prior to the April 24th meeting, and we'll have representatives here, and I'll follow up on the posters.
okay. So the next one belongs to you, Heather?
Yes, thank you. This evening I wanted to, you can go ahead and come forward. Formally introduce Heather Roll-Grady. She is serving as our interim communications manager. Heather is a founding principal of Inset Communications. She is a sole business owner specializing in communications and marketing. I've brought Heather on board to provide us stability during this interim communications transition that we're in the midst of right now. She's also going to be providing me assistance in really assessing current workload needs and future needs in terms of moving forward with posting the communications manager position and really identifying the specific skill sets that we need to make sure that we hire for. So she hit the ground running just a couple weeks ago and has done a great job becoming part of our team and really helping keep things moving forward, such as the Lieutenant General Richardson event, as well as jumping into Connection newsletter and multiple other activities that we have going on. One of the primary things she's also providing support in is assessing where we're at with our 50th anniversary activities and reevaluating where we're at. Unfortunately, some things slip through the cracks and aren't as far along as they needed to be, and so one of those items is the banners along Community Center Drive. So Heather just held a meeting today internally with staff, and that is on our radar, and we're working as quickly as possible to keep to get that moving forward as part of our 50th anniversary activities. We did have an Incorporation Day event preliminarily proposed, and some of you may have heard about that at the Elks Lodge, but that is one of the events that we've taken a step back and reevaluated, and we're going to do something in partnership with the Elks, being that that was original City Hall, but Heather met with their reps last week, and they are on board with doing something different as we move forward. So feel free to ask any questions, but I thought we could take this opportunity to have Heather introduce herself and share a little bit more about her background.
It'll be very brief. I know you have a long night. So Heather O'Grady, I served as the PIO and Director of Communications for the City of Commerce City from 2005 to 2008. Started my own firm in 2010, focusing a lot on strategic communications planning and a lot of fixing problems or structures that were broken, making recommendations to move forward, as well as a lot of event planning. Thought I'd give you a few of the clients that I've had in private, public, and nonprofit work. City of Commerce City has invited me back a few times to fill in when they had staffing changes or staffing shortages to help make things move forward. 40 West Arts District and the City of Lakewood to help strategic plan for that launch and help with their social media and media relations. City and County of Denver for the Office of Hope to help them kind of through their restructuring and getting some programs off the ground. Denver Theater District, event planning, National Civic League, and the Emily Griffith Technical College 100-year anniversary celebration, which over 18 months we did 37 events under 5 different areas of interest, if you will. So I can share more about that if you'd like later. And that's about it for my rundown. Quick one.
Jordan?
Thank you, Chief. First, welcome, Heather, to the team. We're really excited for this being such a big year for us, to have you on board. And thanks for the gaps that you're choosing to fill. Great choice. I also want to give a shout out to Summer. I think our social media has really picked up, Twitter's really picked up, and a lot of different things. But it's been really great to have her attend a lot of the events and being out there taking pictures and capturing a lot of things that we wish we would have had years prior that we're currently having today. So great job. Thanks, Summer.
I echo that.
Yeah.
I think this may be more for Heather, but you feel free to chime in. Because we are almost at April, because it really is almost April, so we're 4 months behind schedule. Strategically, other than the Elks Club, have you been able to identify anything else that we may have to check off our list that we had wanted to participate or to create? Or are you still in that fact-finding process?
We're still in that process, and my plan is to have Heather come to the March 25th meeting as a discussion item and walk through an updated list with mayor and council. So I gave the banners as one example, and then the partnership with the Elks. I view the partnership with the Elks as just a realignment, and we're going to do something this year. The banners definitely would have been ideal to have those up right away after the first of the year. Totally. But fortunately, Heather's very creative along with our other 2 public information staff members. So we'll figure out a way to make that work. So my apologies there. But you'll get a full detailed month-to-month list on the 25th of where we're at with different activities.
I'm very concerned about Food Truck Carnival because we were definitely going to get out and get in front of it, and that is in May. So that it really concerns me. I don't want to, this is such a big deal for us. And I realize that we are behind the 8 ball now, for lack of a better expression. But I really want to make sure that we cover the Food Truck Carnival.
I appreciate your concerns, Councilmember Brown, and I think we'll provide you with reassurance at the meeting on March 25th. We've met internally with special event staff, Stephen and Ashley, and talked about what each component, what the splash, as we're calling it, at each of our different events is going to look like, including Food Truck Carnival. So be patient, more to come on that. We won't miss the boat in terms of it's all being coordinated with Heather and special event staff. So Food Truck Carnival, the concert series with the Iron Pour, 4th of July, Magic Fest, Pirate Fest, Noel Northglenn, all of those events are on the radar. So we're hitting the reset button and making sure we take a full advantage.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm scared, but I've been scared before, haven't I? And look what you did.
Don't be scared. It's all under control.
Heather. May I say one thing?
Sure.
One of the things that we're definitely working on is making sure that everything we do is not only able to be executed, but able to hit it out of the park when we execute it. So we just want to be very deliberative in what we choose to do with the existing events and make sure that it's highlighting Northglenn in the best possible way for those that are coming in for those events from outside, as well as allowing us to celebrate the 50 years appropriately.
I'm sorry, just one more and then I'll leave it alone, okay? Can you make sure that at the end of our weekly reports that we get some kind of a little bit more detail, a little bit more intense into what's going on? Not just in the 50th anniversary, the search for the new communications person, all of that good stuff?
Yes.
But specifically, you know where I'm going, the 50th anniversary. I would like, I know we're doing an update on the 26th or whenever that is, but I would like to be real consistent during this period.
You know what I'll do, Councilmember Brown, is we'll just make it its own section in the biweekly manager's report. And then I'll continue to use email communication when it's more timely to email you in between those reports on different events that you need to be aware of and efforts. Right now, I'm projecting about 3 months in terms of Heather and I talked, I think it was late last week. We probably won't post the position until probably early April because we need the time to do more assessment. But my plan is to have Heather assist with onboarding and then potentially keep her on board through a separate contract than what I have right now to assist with the execution of the 50th events.
Anybody else?
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. I don't have any questions, just a heartfelt welcome to the team. We're really excited to have you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Heather. And Heather, City Manager Heather. Communications has been a problem. And since I've been on council, it seems like it blows in and blows out. So I'm glad to see that you've taken a proactive approach and fix the problem. Maybe that's not the right word, problem, but improve communication. Thank you.
Thank you, and I've shared this with a couple of you that I've talked with individually, and I'll say it to the whole group. Even when I do post and we go through the interview process, if I'm not comfortable with the candidate, I will continue to work in this interim mode. We will not hire someone unless myself and the rest of the leadership team are completely comfortable with bringing whoever that finalist may be on board. So even though, you know, sometimes it causes a little bit of temporary pain, for a lack of a better way to say it, it's actually the best approach that we can take. And I'm excited about what Heather brings to the table because she's that one-person communication shop. And like I said, she's jumped right in and helped us in significant ways, most notably the CBS 4 live coverage that we had at the Lieutenant General, post-Lieutenant General Richardson event, I think was huge for us, but also speaks volumes to where we can go with communications at the city. So I look at that and expect more moving forward in terms of all the great things that we have going on in our city.
Thank you, Heather, for taking care of that. The interim is, that interim covers very important. Thank you.
Okay, moving into communications, we'll start with you, Jenny.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem. I have a couple of items tonight. One is that I attended the Mingle with the Mayor at high school and wanted to express my gratitude to all of the residents that attended and shared their frustrations. I want you to know that you have been heard, and also wanted to extend a thank you to Adams 12 staff as well as to City Manager Geyer for everything that you're doing to move forward with those concerns. I have a lot of hope that we're gonna have some relief over there for folks. So thank you for everything you've been doing. The Parks and Recreation Advisory Board will be meeting on Thursday to continue to hear from and interview interested applicants for the Croak Reservoir Subcommittee. And then we'll follow up with an additional information meeting on Thursday, March 21st, so that folks can kind of get a lay of the land in terms of where we've been and where we may be going. And then two final items. One, I attended the Ralston House dinner in Lakewood yesterday evening, and it was by far one of the most extraordinary dinners that I've been to, and I can't say enough good things about the work that that organization is doing and just how proud I am to have them in our city. And then finally, Mayor Pro Tem Escobar and I will be hosting our Ward 4 meeting this Saturday, 10 a.m. at the Justice Center. If 10 a.m. is breakfast time for you, then we will have coffee and donuts, so come hungry. We'll be going through an overview of where your tax dollars go, as well as providing a legislative update and hearing directly from State Representative Kyle Mullica and State Senator Faith Winter. And finally, if you need childcare, you'll just have to give the city a call and let us know, and that way you can reserve your spot. So we look forward to seeing everybody Saturday at 10 a.m. And if you're not able to join us, we will be live streaming that, and you'll have the ability to send in questions that way. So we hope to see you all there. That's all for me.
Thank you. Julie?
All right, nothing really from me tonight.
Marcy?
So I just wanted to say thank you to staff and to Heather for her work at the Monday night for Lieutenant General Laura Richardson. I enjoyed the evening. I really enjoyed hearing from the Lieutenant General, and I think probably the highlight was just seeing how Gabrielle was so impressed to interview clearly someone that she has a lot of respect for, and I think she called her a rock star, if I remember right.
She did.
Yes. I think that was probably like the highlight of the entire evening. So thank you to everyone for putting that on. I know it was a lot of work, and it was very well attended.
Thank you. I ditto my colleagues. I was blown apart Monday night with Gabrielle. The military's always been a big piece of my life, and to see these young people stepping forward and attempting to decide or getting to a position where they can decide what they want to do with their future, whether they want to serve or they don't want to serve. You know, getting up and running around that gym at 6 o'clock in the morning and knocking out 40 push-ups and doing all that stuff, it's just like, wow, this is cool, you know. I did ROTC when I was in high school, but it was nothing like it is today. The military is nothing like it is today. I mean, you know, basically we had a pair of fatigues and a weapon and a helmet and a first aid kit. Oh, you always had a first aid kit and a gas mask. That was about it. You know, now it's just totally different. I was very encouraged by General Richardson's presentation. I particularly liked the fact that when Gabrielle asked her about not being good enough, she said, don't even visit that. Just ignore that. You're good enough. And it was like, wow. You know, because that cuts to my core. You're good enough. Step out. Becky?
I actually don't have much. I don't imagine that. I'll bring it.
I'll email you.
I'll forget about it until I get home.
Jordan?
Yeah, thank you, Chief. Just special congratulations to Jay one more time. Look forward to marching with you soon.
Lisa?
Nothing.
Nothing? Heather?
Nothing this evening.
Corey?
Nothing this evening as well.
Everybody's passing? Okay. Well, that moves us into public to be heard, 3 minutes. Comments shall be related to an item previously addressed by council during this meeting. Is there anybody who would like to address council? Seeing none, I will adjourn this meeting and move us into an executive session pursuant to Section 4.5D of the City of Northglenn Home Rule Charter for legal consultation and advice, Section 4.5F for deliberating and/or review of any matters heard by the council in a quasi-judicial capacity, and Section 4.5G for negotiations concerning the purchase, sale, or lease or other acquisition of real personal property or interest therein, or commencing any contracts except those required to be the subject of competitive bidding.
Move to approve.
Second.
All right, open the vote.
Vote is open.
Vote is open, please vote. Thank you.
I just vote yes.
Thank you. And the motion is closed and it passes unanimously. Or the vote is closed.
Good job.
I'm really feeling bad.